stem cell therapy on our son who struggles with level 3 autism. This is the 3 to 4 week update. So I kind of skipped week 3 because I'm like, okay, they're kind of boring in the first few weeks because you don't see as much improvement. They kind of say the sweet spot is between like 4 and 8 weeks. So hopefully I get better about doing them weekly. I was really excited when some of the adverse stuff kind of ended. So they warn you and they say, hey, their body's adjusting to having all these new things in their body, so they can be really irritable. I do know at the therapy clinic there was like a week stretch, like it was only 5 days, but they did mention like, hey, his transitions, and we noticed it at home. We were like, oh my gosh, transitioning, like switching toys or doing something new was totally apprehensive with him. He was like, that's not happening. And we were like, okay, this is kind of concerning, but it lasted all of like, I think 7 days total, 5 days at therapy, 2 days at home that we like were really noticing it. And then ever since, so all of week 4, it's been that he's had like none or NA written in the challenges for today, which we hadn't seen. Again, this clinic, he wasn't even, they didn't think they could service his level of needs back when we had him evaluated or like kind of pursued them back in like 2023. They're like, he can't come here. It's just not going to be conducive for him, and they don't want to fall short. So they're a really good clinic. Honestly, the best clinic in our opinion. Obviously, we've only tried a few, but we absolutely love them. Anyway, so if you guys are unfamiliar, he had 1 round in India. That was night and day difference. So I just remember, I feel like I never slept because Oscar literally woke up every 3 to 4 hours, and then he'd stay up and play for 3 to 4 hours, and then he'd kind of fall back asleep, and then we'd try and take him to therapy, and he'd fall asleep there, and they'd call him out, and we'd have to go get him, and then we'd have to bring him home. And that's when Jaden just ended up just saying, hey, I shouldn't go to work anymore because we're literally, one of us has to have a job. And at the time, you know, we liked mine more. Anyways, moral of my story is I remember being so distraught because it was like, what do? Do you just let him like sit in his room by himself? No, that's not fair, because it's like 3 or 4 hours he's like jumping in his ball pit, pretty much like seeking sensory input 24/7 anytime he was waking. And that drove us like was driving us to the brink. And I feel for parents because I see like videos and I'm like, I remember that. And that was like a year long of my life after the diagnosis. I remember that. And then after India, we thought like, oh, it must be sedation. Like he's like sleeping through the night. This is so weird. And it was like immediate. Like it was like right after we got home, we're like, oh, it must be the jet lag. Like it's not going to last. And sure enough, like to this day, he sleeps like 8 to 10 hours every single night, does not wake up unless he has to go to the bathroom. That's like one time that he'll wake up. And the really cool thing is like he's really on the brink of like potty training. Kind of a catch-22 though. So a lot of like neurotypical parents won't like relate to this, but my son rips his clothes off like Superman, like straight up. If he is about to go to the bathroom, he's like, this is not happening. I will not do this. The only time he wears a diaper is at night. The rest of the time he's in underwear, fully pee trained. It's the pooping. It's kind of like he doesn't really relate it to the toilet just yet, but we're on the verge. We're so close, but he cannot stand being soiled. So like we like duct tape under his armpits on his clothing so that he can't get it off, but he's figured out that he can just rip his clothing off. And so I'm like, do I like get him a denim onesie? Anyways, so kind of a catch-22, but we're really excited. Another thing is that he's like listening to those 1 or 2 step like instructions where it's like, okay, it's time to go to the bathroom. He immediately like gets up from what he's doing, and that's where like the transition was really hard. And then all of a sudden it like subsided, and now it's like, okay, we're going to the bathroom. He's like, okay, puts his stuff down, goes to the bathroom, can fully like take his pants off, go to the bathroom, place them back on, wash his hands, flush, whatever, come back out, and then continue on with what he's doing. That's super excited. He started new programs at therapy that have been really helping. And he's also like, he's babbling a lot. So like babbling's great. He's pre-verbal. He is saying a handful of things, but what's really cool is him like hand leading. He does that like all the time now. So it's like, even though it's not a verbal form of communication, I will take that any day over just like screaming and like guessing like, you want apple juice? You need to go to the bathroom? You need this toy? What do you like? Not having any idea. Now it's like he will take our hand, he will lead us exactly where he wants, and he'll even sometimes point. Speech therapy is going really good. A lot of times on the report it'll say like his wins for today, and a lot of them have been communication based, where it's like he independently said XYZ. He did figure out right after he got back, while he was transitioning, kind of having a little bit of a hard spot, he was like telling his therapy text, he was like, I'm sick, and then he just like go lay down. Like it was almost like he was like figuring out that if he said he was sick, he didn't have to work as hard, which it's like a win. It's great. Anyways, so we're really excited. Again, the sweet spot is right now 4 weeks to like 8 weeks. So I thought I'd just give you guys an update and just be kind of bluntly truthful. If you have any questions, I can try and answer them. Obviously, I'm just a mom that has went down every rabbit hole that you can imagine. Anyways, but yeah, that's pretty much what we got. And hopefully I will see you again next week. And hopefully I have more to tell you guys.